This is David from the Wellman Guitar Artistry. This channel is all about helping guitar players around the world develop their musical personality. And developing means that there is progress. Progress means work, but not any kind of work. Focused work, dedicated work, and working towards a goal. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, before we get started, this video is brought to you by Skillshare. You've heard of Skillshare before on the channel. Skillshare is a platform that has tons of lessons, not only in music, but in business and design and time management, which is actually what we're going to talk about today. And they actually have a great course on time management that you should check out. It has thousands of videos. It starts at $10 a month, but below there is a link. And the first 500 people who click on that link will get a full unlimited access to Skillshare for a month. So check it out. The link is below, Skillshare.com. All right, let's get into this video. So time management is really important in planning ahead what you're going to work on. I'm sure it happened to you. You grab your guitar and notice this by the way, I'll make a full video on this. That's the new one. First appearance on the channel, Kiesel. It's awesome, but this is beside the point. When you grab the guitar, oftentimes we end up playing the things that we've played for ages. I'm talking about the sequences. You know, it might be comfortable to you. I need to work on that one. Or it might be a song. I was going to play. that is my song growing up. But a lot of different things that you're just comfortable playing, and that's what I call passive practicing. It's the type of practice that you would do in front of the TV, or the type of practice you just do on the couch, falling asleep in bed, and that's good. That kind of strengthens your relationship with the instrument. The instrument becomes more comfortable, but you're not really developing things. So how do you develop something? Well, you plan. You plan your moves. And I've done this kind of thing on and off in my life as a guitar player. And each time I did, that's where really my knowledge of music and my ability to play new things really went up. How does it work? Well, you need to journal thing, and to journal something. I highly recommend a pen and paper, pencil and paper, instead of an app, because the act of actually writing something down, not typing something, writing something down, your mind is engaged in what you're writing in a very different way than if you're just typing or texting something. It's just different. There is that connection, and when you're writing down something like practice 3-note per string at 90 beats per minute, that connection is made inside. It's not just on the paper, but your mind was actively involved in the process of writing instead of typing. It's really, try it. Okay, so writing something down, but what do you write? And when do you write it? And why do you write it? Okay, you write this anytime for the first one. It could be any time, like right now would be a good time. But then once you wrote the first one, and I'll explain that in a little bit, your first practice plan, once you wrote that first one, the next time you write a practice plan is right after you practiced. This is how it works. We have, let's say that you want to develop your songwriting skills. Why would you want to do that? Well, because it started with a problem. Things always start with a problem that needs to be solved. And you'll see that as you're solving this issue that you're having, more problems will come up, and that's good. That's more doors to explore. But you have to start with a problem, something. And let's go to the songwriting thing. A guy hires you to write a jingle for the radio. You're a guitar player, and you know licks and things like that, but you need to write like a 30-second thing. How are you going to do that? That's the problem. That's the question. Another problem might be you're in a band, and you always mess up that thing. Well, that's a problem. Okay, so you got the problem. The songwriting thing, I've got to write 30 seconds, I can't do it. I'm lacking ideas. So you're going to brainstorm a list of different things on paper. This is the brainstorming thing. And you only need to do this for the very first practice session that you're writing. So you might write a list of words like theory comes to mind. Maybe that would be a door that helps you solve that problem, that writing block thing. Maybe technique, maybe it's your ear, hearing something, or maybe it's lack of imagination. Like all those themes, you're going to write them down. That's planning ahead, and it's very, very beneficial. So once you have like this cloud of words, of themes, you're going to start grouping them. So you might have a group that is theory and scales and chords, like that's in the same group. In another group, you might have technical things, or another group might be the realm of ideas, like no inspiration. In that group, you might have something like listening to more music, or reading more books, because believe it or not, stories have a lot to do with music. Like you're packaging ideas together. Those groups of ideas are going to become your main areas of focus in your practice session, which we'll get into in just a few minutes. You're basically laying down a plan, a personal plan for yourself. And once you have those groups, those are your main chapters, and within those main chapters, you're going to start writing some tasks that will help you achieve or master one of these main chapters. So in theory, it might be study intervals. There might be one subsection. Another one might be learn the modes of the harmonic minor scale. Maybe another subcategory. You're going to have, maybe a few of them. 4, 5, 6, it doesn't matter. And then you'll move on to the next big chapter. Maybe it's the lack of inspiration. Okay, well, listening to a new piece of music might be one. Reading a fable from a book, or reading a poem. And then you're going to time those. So this is going to be a personal thing. Let's say that you have an hour of practice every single day. Well, you're going to break down those main categories into times. So let's say that you have 3 main categories: theory, technique, inspiration. And if you feel that you are really lacking in all 3 of them, you're going to divide them equally as much as you can. So maybe you'll do 20 minutes each. So in the 20 minutes of theory, you've got 20 minutes dedicated to that. And you have 3 subcategories in there. You have intervals, studying the modes of the harmonic minor scale, and chord composition. All right, you got 20 minutes to work on that. Well, maybe you'll do 5 minutes of intervals, 10 minutes of harmonic minor scale, and 10 minutes of chords. You just break down your practice plan. Important when you're doing this, particularly if you're doing something technical on the instrument, in your technique bubble, maybe, add some breaks. So if you're working on economy picking, and you have like 5 minutes of economy picking exercises. I'm really bad at it, you can tell. But I should add this to my practice session. But 5 minutes of that. After that, you're going to add a minute of rest, drink some water, massage, and all those things. Really, really important. Because without it, your fingers and your mental, your psyche, all that is not going to be ready for the next section. You need to decompress, take a walk, or something like that. And I guarantee it, like if you do that, you're going to make progress. Writing it down, maybe you have one page for each day. And then once you did your first practice session, it might not be super smooth, but at least you did it. You have your first hour that was actually planned ahead. At the end of that, spend 5 minutes looking at your practice session, reflecting on what just happened, and maybe some things will come up. Maybe you'll be like, oh, well, the modes of the major scale, like that was a breeze. I can do that. Well, you basically will take that practice session that you just had and modify it in the next day. So you will have to copy what you just wrote, change the tempos. Maybe you'll go a little bit faster or slow. You adjust, and maybe you'll replace one section with the next. And that's how you can really practice. And it gets very, very fun to do it that way, I promise. The progress you're going to make are huge. Okay, I'm done with this video. I hope you enjoyed this piece of inspiration. It really does work. And I know that a lot of people watching this video are probably not going to try it. And that's fine. But you should, because the progress you're going to make is huge. Thanks so much for watching this video. Check out Skillshare if you have not already. The link should be below. And again, they're giving away full unlimited access for a month to the platform. Check it out. And there's some great content on time management, actually, and you will get some new ideas, even for guitar. Yep. All right, I'm going to tell you about this one very soon, this new key solo guitar. Thanks so much for watching. If this is your first visit, consider subscribing. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, new video at 1 p.m. U.S. Mountain Time, helping guitar players around the world develop their musical personality. Thanks for watching this. Practice well.